So excited today. Finally, I'm gonna go back and do some master classes. So taking my camera with me, able to record this class because I think it's gonna bring a lot of value to the audience, understand how I teach master classes, especially sourdough baking.
People watching. This is like the entertainment.
And try not to put too much shaker on the paper.
Oh, this is.
Otherwise you will smell like voila.
Look at this little beauty.
That's beautiful. So remember, this tip always need to be underneath. Otherwise you will. Because as I say in many videos, I say recipe doesn't really change much.
Yeah.
It's more, and what I want people to follow is choose one recipe and stick with it for a year, and keep repeating and repeating and repeating until it becomes you.
Yes.
You become that recipe. And it will be so natural for you. Then okay, now it's time to step up and make something more hydrated or something with more rye or less rye. So, and I also would like to know and see how you do it, so we can rectify some errors and mistakes that you do straight away.
No worries.
So, and I'll give you another advice. If you want to change the flavor of your bread, you can also, before you make the bread, use some different flour to make your levain.
Okay.
So
that's a step that I don't do.
Okay.
I don't make.
You go straight from the starter to the bread, and that's okay.
I take it out. I do 2 feeds.
Okay.
And then I take out what I need.
Well, you're basically doing the same.
Yeah.
You are creating a levain because you're not using the starter that's been sitting in a fridge for a week.
No.
You take it out, you feed it twice, and then you use it, which is great.
Yeah.
So another way of feeding your starter, when you don't want to have a ton of starters in your crew, what I usually do, put some water in there, shake it, and put some flour. And even if I have just a little bit, that's my starter. The next time I'll take it out and I feed it and I do it. So you don't have to keep a kilo and a half of starter and then feed it, and you get 3-4 kilos and a half.
Yes, because it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, perfect.
Do you use one of these?
Yeah. I love it. It's just a pain to clean it.
Yeah, I know. It's so annoying.
Hate it. So I get it dry, and then with the toothpick I put all the hard bits away.
Well, I could recommend using one of these little.
Okay. Do they work?
Yeah, it does. It gets in all the little nooks and crannies.
So you can see this one doesn't stick. If you can try it. You just fold it.
Yeah, right. So just leaving it out for what, 10 minutes
now,
or so?
Yes, but now we have dried out the inside part.
Yes.
Which is great. And now with this one, you're gonna just flip it over and tense. I don't know if you ever done this one, so you can do it. You tense it up a bit until you can feel that it's nice and firm. Perfect. It's perfect. And now you can see already that this one has created a film around it. Now this one will never stick to the bannetons already.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
It does when I do it.
So we leave it there for another 10 minutes and you'll see how it will change.
Okay.
This one probably, because I've done it in a rush this morning, it will
prove you wrong.
It will prove me wrong. Yeah, exactly. You know, there is exception that makes the rules.
Of course,
But it's already the touching, so I think it will be fine. Yeah, put enough flour there.
And what do you use to dust?
You can use rice flour, semolina, rye. I like to use thick flours because they create a wider layer of air pocket between the wood and the bread. But what I do usually use, I also put this one straight in the fridge. I don't cover it. Because this one will help the sides. So of course the wood is alive always. It will never die.
Yes.
It will absorb moisture from it. But the hair will actually create a protection even more. And the structure, when you tip the bread onto the tray, because it's a bit drier, it's got more structure to hold on to it.
Yes. Okay.
Now,
I always cover mine because I'm scared that they'll dry out.
Yeah.
But no.
Do you have proving baskets?
Yes.
Awesome. Round. Okay. That's beautiful. So there you go. Now you see the difference between the inside, which is very sticky, and the outside changes color. This one has got a film that we don't have to break.
No.
Otherwise the dough will
Yes.
But if I touch the bottom, you see it will
course,
stick.
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we can shape this one.
Yeah.
That's the oven ready?
It is.
Awesome. But we give it another 10 minutes. That's what I do when I do a round shape. I try to fold it every single layer on top.
Yeah.
And then you see it's breaking.
Yes.
Because it's not formed. And then I'm just trying to tense it. And when I see they start ripping apart, I stop.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go further. I want it to build again that surface around it.
Yes. Okay.
Once this one is ready, we can put some flour around it, flour on the banetons, and then we put it in there.
Okay.
And this one will be baked when I leave, you'll bake it straight away to see how it works.
Okay.
So this one works very good also when the oven is hot and the baking vessel is cold.
Yes. Okay.
So we need another. This one is pretty good. Put some flour on top. And then we can score. This one is very high, very brushy.
So how much water is on?
This one, 90%.
Right. Okay.
I just wanted to where's your bread?
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I left mine at home. So in this case, when it's very hydrated, you don't want to do some fancy things, otherwise you pull in the dough.
Yes.
Unless it's very dry.
Okay.
And this one is still very wet in some spots. So just go in the middle and trying to go as deep as I can.
Okay.
From hand to hand.
Yes.
You'll see the difference in the way we cut that one. It will be much easier.
Okay.
So this one on top.
It's very well made, isn't it? They really thought about the design.
And
Yeah.
I like it. Well,
Never seen anyone use foil.
see, it's always the first time. So flour usually will be enough, but we put it a bit more to protect it. Okay, so we need to do two. So what I make sure that I seal the corners, but I leave room for the bread. Exactly.
Yeah.
So this way you save money on a baking vessel.
And you think it's as good a
Oh, it will be the same.
Yeah, right.
You'll see. You'll see. Later on, then if you decide to try and buy a baking vessel, or even a pot, you just use a pot and put a foil on top. So it's wider already, you don't have to use that much.
Yes, yeah.
Make sure that the corner is sealed so we can keep all the steam. Then usually make sure that I don't pull it away with me. And we can forget about it. This we can take the foil off. I can smell it.
So
the temperature is perfect. You would go at 230 to 40.
How long would you give it with being covered before you take it off? It's just a process.
The longest as possible I would do.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So this one is the very hydrated one. Then we can leave it there. This one is the other one. You can tell I'm not used to the meats.
Yes.
Oh, you see? We're ready.
Oh, wow. Oh, fantastic. That's great. That's really good.
Brilliant.
That's what I am searching for, is getting that oven frame.
Yep.
And for me, it's sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. And I
That's
don't
it,
know
because
why.
do you ever happen to bake more than one loaf at a time?
Not usually.
Okay.
I usually just do one at a time.
Well, maybe sometimes it's only because you put more water into your dough in the oven, or you haven't opened the door many times.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is a good oven, by the look of
It is, yeah, it is a good oven.
It feels like it can keep most of the moisture inside.
Yes.
As you can see, masterclasses are very valuable, especially when you are one-to-one in person. But don't forget, now that we live in a special time such as COVID-19 issues, online masterclasses could be beneficial as well, because we can deliver as teachers and mentors something amazing that you haven't received before, which is knowledge and experience. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.